Discovery can't happen without a lab like this.
I mean, I'm super biased. I think it's all cool.
Here, the cutting edge of medicine will meet its final frontier.
Your resources, your environment, everything is so strange and so foreign and so limited. Like, that has got to be the holy grail of the hardest place to practice medicine.
Arian Anderson is a doctor at the CU School of Medicine. He and engineering professor Allie Anderson created this program to teach medical students how to work in space.
So the demand for physicians who also, let's say, speak the language of engineering is also rapidly growing in demand.
Rapidly growing as more and more people blast into space with plans for longer trips where they might get sick.
What do we need to do to reduce that risk? Or what do we need to bring with us to treat appendicitis? So those questions so far haven't really been answered.
The students in this first of its kind joint program will discover the answers. There'll be doctors like Arian and engineers like Allie, trained to prevent sickness that can come with flying through space.
It naturally causes changes to the body as well as a lot of stressors that we wouldn't necessarily see otherwise.
Working in a lab like this, the students will create treatments we've never needed before. Medicine to power the new age of discovery.
And I think the students coming out the other side are going to be just brilliant, like scary, smart, and have all kinds of opportunities.
The program is recruiting right now. They hope to start training just 1 or 2 students starting next year.
We're always fascinated when we talk about things that they're experimenting on in space, the way plants grow differently, the way everything is different. So medicines are going to be different too, and the availability is certainly different. There's not a Walgreens.
Right, and there's not.
I know, when you always need one in the middle of the night, and then they're not open. You have to find the one that is, the 24-hour.
And for these doctors, there's not an emergency operations, like an operating room there either. So if someone is on Mars for 3 or 4 years and has appendicitis, what do you do? This program is trying to answer some of those questions.
Yeah, even the availability of diagnostics.
Right.
Understand what is wrong with someone, why are you sick? And you can find out here pretty quickly on Earth, but they're going to be very skilled, it's almost like a frontiersman, someone who has to figure it out just from what you got.
That's exactly what that doctor compares it to.
Yeah.
But when you think of appendicitis and all these things and decisions quickly, and then you also said there's that weight factor about what you take into space. So it's not like you can take up a bunch of diagnostic tools too.
Right, you can't bring everything you might need up with you because every pound that you add to the spacecraft takes that many more pounds of jet fuel, and that takes space of other things you need to bring up with you. So you kind of have to work with what you've got. They're trying to figure out what they need to bring so they can treat the most conditions they might have.
Yeah, prepare for everything. Hope for the best, and then figure it out on the fly.
How many times have you been on a flight where they say, is there a doctor on board? And it's like, oh my gosh, can you imagine that in space?
Do you raise your hand?
Just for grins. Yeah, no, I do not.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm curious.
Anyway, yeah.
Cole will follow up on this, and obviously
Absolutely.
in the years to come, we'll know a lot more about it. Thank you.
Yeah.